the Buzzo, Cuzzo. Yeah.
People who left the NFL unexpectedly. I was gonna put on my jersey today too,
Right.
but
What, you had the Antonio Brown jersey?
no. It was Patrick Willis.
Okay. I really thought you were gonna put on the AB jersey, but then I was gonna say, well, which one were you gonna wear?
Oh yeah, man. It was Patrick Willis, but Antonio Brown, that guy, man, he's tripping, man. Why is it that when egos get so big, they don't care what anybody says. They do whatever they want. They'll pass up on big um like what generational wealth. That's the word I was looking for. They pass up on generational wealth for their family just based off their ego and not getting along with the organization that they're with. And I mean, I'm somebody who doesn't really like to conform with what people perceive as higher ups, like the higher ups in companies and everything. I'm kind of one of those people. I'm a rebel. I like to go against the grain too, but fact of the matter is, I mean, man, sometimes you got to just do what's right for you and your family. And I don't know, maybe Antonio Brown felt like what he was doing was right for his family, maybe taking a stand for whatever he believes in, but it doesn't seem like he's putting anything out there that he believes in. It seems like he's just being a buffoon. What do you think?
Well, in June 2017, okay, so Antonio Brown basically hosts a charity softball game in June. Okay, so he's hosting a softball game. Woman comes there to paint a picture. The money that's going to the pitcher goes to charity. Well,
Okay.
guess who the lucky person is that buys that pitcher?
Who?
AB. Okay.
Oh, wait. Let me back up just a little bit. So say that part again. Like, so he went to a charity baseball game?
No, he hosted one. It
Okay.
was his charity softball game. Okay, so his charity softball game, and people bring things there and they auction things off, sell them. The money goes to the organization. Okay.
Okay.
So AB goes ahead and purchases the piece. Okay. Promise
Right.
to pay on a later date, according to Sophia Hansen, the organization's co-founder. All right. Promises to pay later on. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you guys are going to really see that this is a constant thing that is going to happen with AB. He promises to pay things. Okay. So he goes ahead and tells them, hey, I want this, but I'm going to pay on a later date. I'm not going to pay right now. Then what he does next is he invites this artist over to his house. Okay. And I'm reading the notes, so sorry if my eyes aren't looking at you guys. Okay. So he invites the artist, a woman in her mid-20s who was kept anonymous in the article, to create a mural in his home in Pittsburgh. Okay. So he basically hires her, says, hey, I want a mural, done on my wall. Why don't you go ahead and come over? According to the artist, the two agreed to a daily fee of $1,000 for her work. Okay. Daily fee of $1,000 for her work to do it.
I could go for a daily fee of $1,000 a day.
I could definitely go for $1,000 a day.
But you know what? I'm just gonna shout out. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna shout out my Cash App username. No, I'm playing. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. During her second day at work on the mural, the artist said that she was in a kneeling position while painting and turned to find Brown behind her naked, holding a small hand towel over his genitals.
Oh, that's so foul. Right. Go ahead. All
right. So she's in a kneeling position. She's painting. She turns around. Brown's there, butt naked, holding a small. And this is what's messed up about the Sports Illustrated story. This is fucked up, man. I mean, if you were gonna say like he was behind you naked, all right, cool. But you said small hand towel. That's a low blow. That's fucked up. All right, I would be pissed off about that. Like, shit, at least get a face towel, a bath towel,
a
shower cap. I don't know, but a small hand towel over his genitals.
Okay, continue.
This is according to Sports Illustrated. I'm not saying anything out of my own thing. I'm just saying what she said.
And he quotes.
Yep. Okay. So this is the first deal of the actual sexual aspect of things that really gets this thing kicked off, because this right here is a huge it's a huge story, because you're literally taking somebody that's in the NFL and you're saying, hey, this guy, went behind me, he was naked, basically trying to make sexual gestures, and This is huge, man, because no person wants this. Remember when this whole thing went down with Kobe Bryant and, you know, the huge accusations that were against him, and he settled out of court, bought his wife a huge ring that is bigger than any ring I think anybody's ever bought their wife before, you know, to settle this thing down with her. You know,
So it's a huge story.
a huge story.
What happened, and not just huge. What's going on behind the hand towel?
I wasn't there. Are you imagining or something? Are
No,
you Are you gonna go on Google right now and look for a picture? Is this what's going on?
No, man. I'm just saying. You know, you got a hand towel. That guy's like 6'5" or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
a hand towel might work for me, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, damn, I know that's messed up.
That is messed up, man. That sounds so scary, man.
Could you really? All right, so yeah, I mean, can you imagine what? Let's just say, okay, let's say it's true. Can you imagine that though? I mean, if you're a you know, a woman, period, you go over there, you're doing your work, you turn around, now you have this guy behind you. The position that she was put in, not only was it awkward, holy shit, man, this is something that nobody ever wants to be in, no matter who you are. And I would have to say that I think only she knows what she actually felt at that moment, as far as, you know, being terrified. He said that she was only out for the money. This was a money grab. That's what he was saying. He said it's a money grab. She's broke. She's poor. She needs money. But $1,000 a day, man, that's a lot of money to take somebody that's broke and put them in a really good position. Because with the mural, you know, you can, you know, if you're painting, who knows how fast or slow she can go. She could take her time on this thing and make sure everything's, you know, according to detail. But let's go ahead and keep going, because we're going to see a pattern here.
Can I just ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
What does it say what the lady's name is?
I actually don't have her name in the story. They might have broke it since. This was 2 days ago that I pulled this information.
Okay, go ahead and continue. I'm gonna after you say the story, I wanna look up the lady.
Okay.
I want to see how I just want to see her. All right, go ahead.
All right. So now we're going to jump to June 2018. Brown has a 220-gallon fish tank filled with piranhas. Okay, so he has that installed. So let's go ahead and do this here. So Jeff Luang of Aqua World Pet Super Center installs a 220-gallon tank at Brown's home and fills it with piranhas. And Sports Illustrated said that Lang received a call from Brown in December late in the night about an emergency with the fish. Lang arrived. The tank was covered in algae due to inattention, so he wasn't taking care of the fish. Didn't know how to take care of them. Got this big, huge fish tank. I mean, that's huge, 220 gallons. That thing is huge. Okay, right. Not taking care of the fish. Fish are all problems. Odor, rotten, dead piranhas. It stunk in there. The attorney said that Brown discontinued the aquarium as Lang suggested, but did not pay more than $2,000 owed to the gentleman for coming over there to fix everything. Now he's considering a lawsuit. Okay. So here we go again. Doesn't want to pay for, you know, he basically buys the painting, says he'll pay it later. Didn't pay it yet. Goes over, has this woman do the stuff. Obviously this thing transpired, didn't pay her. Then you have this with the aquarium. Doesn't pay this guy for doing it. Next thing, January 2019. Now we're getting a little closer. Brown hires chef Stefano Tedeschi. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but for those of you that know the chef, his name is Stefano. He hires him to cook during a Pro Bowl week and later refuses to pay $38,521.20 owed to him.
Man, dude, Antonio Brown, this stems from a while back, all of his issues, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't know all of this. I thought it all started with like a helmet at the Raiders. But
we're gonna get to that, and that's what I thought too until I started doing, you know, some actual research on this. So he hires you know, a chef to cook for him and his friends during Pro Bowl week. All right, he rented a mansion. He was recommended to Brown by the then Cardinal assistant coach Larry, who urged Brown to treat him well. Okay, so he told Brown, treat him well, obviously giving Brown, you know, kind of a heads up like, hey, this is my friend. He's a chef. Take care of him. All right. Tedeschi told Sports Illustrated that on multiple occasions he overheard Brown saying,
wait, did you say Tekashi told or Tedeschi?
Ooh.
Tekashi's telling on them too.
Tekashi's telling on everybody. Tadashi told SI on multiple occasions he overheard Brown say, "Get those mother effing beep out of here."
Beep.
Beep. Wait, do I have a beep sound? I don't have a beep sound. Huh? Get those mother effing.
Oh man, can you start using some more of those cool sounds? I like those sounds, man. I wish I had those sounds over here.
Man, I wish I had time to work with these sounds. That'd be great, man.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a rap. Hey, he was like, hey, Joey was like, oh, okay, cuz calm down. All right, back to the story.
Like, okay. So here we go. All right, let's keep going here. All right. Tadashi realized that probably he was not getting paid when he was yelled at by Brian Davis, one of Brown's personal assistants, to not look Brown in the eye when he speaks to him.
Wait, Brown said this to one of his assistants?
So Brian Davis is Brown's personal assistant.
Right.
Told the chef, yelled at him, and said, "Do not look him in the eyes when you talk to him."
Oh my gosh, I can't stand Antonio Brown right now.
He said, "Do not look at him. Do not look at him in the eye when you speak to him." Like,
do not look at me, peasant.
All right. Later that day, Brown. Later that day, Brown found a severed salmon head. All right, so Brown goes in his freezer. All right, later that day, after this all transpires, he finds a severed salmon head in the freezer, which Tadashi was intended to use in a soup. Brown accused him of making a mafia-style threat against him.
Like, what was the threat? Does it say what the threat was? I want to know the threat.
Did you not just listen to what was in the freezer?
Oh, so he made it seem like he was going to cut his head off.
Yeah, he said a mafia-style threat because there was the headless fish in his freezer.
That's kind of scary.
But the chef said that he was using it for a soup. So, of course, he had to take off the head because he was going to use the rest for a soup. So it wasn't anything intentional like that.
Not only does Antonio Brown piss everybody off, but he eats fish soup. I'm starting to like this guy least and least the more you go on.
Fish soup sounds extremely nasty, by the way. Shout out to anybody that does eat fish soup. More power to you, man, but that's disgusting. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. Fish are bottom eaters, and you're eating everything down there as well. I'm sorry. That's just disgusting.
Damn.
All right, March 10th, Oakland Raiders land Brown in blockbuster trade. I know we heard this one all over everywhere. Everybody was hyped. The Raider fans were juiced. The black hole was pumped. They got Antonio Brown. Everybody was excited. How did you feel about it?
Hey, time out. Hold on. Before we continue with that story, I think we should do this every time we do a podcast on Sundays. We should double check if the Raiders won or not.
Yeah, we should because yeah, I think they're getting blown out right now, right?
Oh, final today. The Raiders lose 34-14. Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's crazy. That is damn, that's horrible. And you imagine spending all that money? I mean, look, they had so much hope. And I feel like people in Vegas are just, I don't know what they would be juiced for. I'm sorry. I really don't know what they'd be so excited for. I mean, you want to spend all that money to go and watch the team lose. You got John Gruden for 10 years. It doesn't matter what happens. He's there for 10 years.
They got him for 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
What?
Yes, that's too long.
Go ahead and move on with that story because I was highly intrigued with that story.
All right. After months about Antonio Brown's strained relationship with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which included sitting out for Week 17, rifting with quarterbacks Ben Roethlisberger, and the publicity requesting a trade, the saga finally came to an end. The Raiders gave the Steelers a third-round pick and fifth-round pick for Brown, causing many to believe the team was on its way to a turnaround season. August 7th, Brown's mysterious foot injury is said to be frostbite caused by improper footwear and a cryotherapy machine.
Wow.
So during the training camp of the Raiders, Brown was having foot issues. He posted a picture of his foot on social media and said, "This is why I'm not playing. I got frostbite on my foot." So you see a pattern, right, happening with this guy. Nothing is flowing. Even when all these good things are happening to him, he has a charity event. He's got a great artist that's going to come do stuff for him. He's got a great chef. He got traded to another team. Somebody's willing to give him a shot because he was having problems with the other team. Now we're starting to see a pattern come about, okay?
He's like the most nefarious NFL player of all time. Well, actually, no. I guess Aaron Hernandez probably takes the cake on that one.
August 7th, preseason with the Raiders takes an ugly turn when reports surfaced that he went radio silent with the team because of an NFL helmet rule.
What was the helmet rule?
Okay, well, so everybody thought it was the foot thing at first, but now it's the helmet thing, okay? Brown was first to believe to be missing from Raiders training camp because of his frostbitten feet. However, it was revealed that there was a different reason for his absence. According to reports from ESPN, Adam Schefter, Brown was livid about the NFL rule that bans helmets that are too old and deemed unsafe. Brown wore his helmet a shoot air advantage for all 9 years. He reported to retire if he cannot wear it. So now he's been wearing his helmet that's way outdated, deemed unsafe. The NFL now makes them wear certain helmets. He said, nope, I'll even retire if I don't get to wear the helmet I want to wear. So now he's demanding that he wears his helmet, doesn't want to wear the new one.
It seems like he's just been looking for a way out of having to play football for a while.
That's exactly what it seems like. You're right. You know, I didn't even really think about that, to be honest with you. I mean, you have all these opportunities to play football, and you're finding an excuse after excuse to not play football.
He's looking for ways to get paid millions
and not play.
What a sack of potatoes.
All right, August 13th, Brown returns to Napa for training camp. Shout out, Napa. Brown returns to Napa for training camp after officially losing his first grievance with the league. It appears Brown was ready to partake in Raiders training camp after losing his first grievance in the NFL over his helmet. He did not even attempt to repaint his old. Oh, he even attempted to repaint his old one like the new one.
Wait.
Shout out Antonio Brown for that, man. He tried to repaint his old helmet.
What do you mean repaint it? Like
he tried to make it look like the new ones.
What in the world? That's so.
Hey, this guy's a genius, man. I'm sorry. This guy's a genius. He's like, oh yeah, I'll wear the new helmet. Let me just grab my old one. Let me paint on it real quick.
He's not a genius. He's a buffoon.
He's a genius, man. That's smart. All right, here we go. On Instagram, he wrote, while I disagree with the arbitrator's decision, I'm working on getting back to full health and looking forward to rejoining my teammates on this field. I'm excited about this season. Appreciate all the concern about my feet. All right. Brown also put out a search on Twitter for a later model of his helmet, which he believed would meet the league's approval. These later editions of the helmets were tested and did not pass. All right, here we go. August 19th, Raiders general manager Mike Maylock tells Antonio Brown to be all in or out.
Get your ass out of here, Antonio Brown. And then what happened?
Yeah, well, like my famous words, you're out of here, all right?
Ooh.
He basically tells him, get it together, man. You got all these problems. Knock it off with the helmet thing. We're past it. We got all these other players that are wearing it. Get over it, man. You're not that special on when it comes to this. You don't get to make your own rules. All right, he was fined $40,000 as he continued to fight the NFL on the helmet rule. So he was fined $40,000 over this stupid helmet rule.
But the guy is making at the time was making like $15 million a year. So $40,000 is kind of a drop in the bucket. But yeah, I mean,
we're going to find out now how much he really needs that $40,000, because when you make no money, and if you do have houses and all that, I mean, which he rented a mansion, so I don't know what kind of house he does live in. I mean, if you're going to throw a Pro Bowl party, why don't you throw it at your house if you have a mansion, right?
It must be crazy to be an NFL player and like be making all that money, and then for your ego to rise to the heights that it does. It's probably an insane life, man. He's like living the real life baller show. You know the show Ballers with The Rock and whoever else. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah. It's on HBO, right?
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
HBO. Okay.
It's it reminds me of like as you read the story, I feel like I'm watching that show. But
yeah, I could read this. This could be a show. Hey, that's how he makes his money. This could be a 30-30 right here. I mean,
and Antonio Brown, if you see this, if this comes across you and you do a show because you watch this, listen to this, and took the advice, we will love at least a 2% cut. right?
Yeah, even more than that. Can I get more? Because I didn't call him any names.
Okay, give Joey 2%, give me 8%. Anyways.
There we go. Look at you. You sounding like Antonio Brown right there. All right. So
I split it with you, cuz.
Maylock said, but at this point, we pretty much exhausted all avenues of relief. So our perspective this time is him be all in or out. So we're hoping he'll be back soon. September 4th, Brown posts a letter from Maylock informing him of fines for missing practice and shows his displeasure. So now the owner sends him, you know, here you go. Here's the fine you got. And he says, oh, wow, thanks for this. I'm going to go ahead and show everybody online what these fines, what this letter says. It stated he was fined for $13,950 for not participating in the Raiders walkthrough. It also reveals Brown was previously fined $40,000 for missing preseason camp on August 18th. When your own team want to hate, there's no stopping me now, Brown wrote on an Instagram story. Devil is a lie. Everyone's got to pay this year, so we clear.
Damn.
Sounds like a threat.
It does sound like a threat.
All right, here we go. Let's keep going. September 4th, the team plans to suspend Brown for an altercation with Maylock. So I guess they had a yelling match, and it didn't go good. Brown got into it with Maylock after Brown posted the photo of the fines on Instagram story. The confrontation was not physical. NFL reports Ian Rappaport reported, but the two players did need to be separated. So they were yelling. People had to come in and separate them. After a screaming match, Brown told Maylock that he would hit him in the face and then punted the ball and said, "Find me that. Find me that." All right.
Damn.
Antonio Brown is not in the building today. Maylock said in the press conference Thursday he's not going to be practicing. I don't have any more to say.
Ooh.
All right. So now you get into it with the big dog. You get mad. You say you're going to punch him in the face. Then you kick a ball away and you say, "Find me that." All right. So find him for that too. Crazy. September 6th, Dr. Victor Prisk, who runs Prisk Orthopedics and Wellness, files a lawsuit in Pennsylvania seeking $11,500 from Brown for missing payments.
Payments on what?
Here we go again. For the foot.
Oh.
For the foot.
That orthopedic surgeon wants his millions, Antonio.
Yes, he does. He wants his money. Well, it's not millions, but I guess that they had an agreement. They orally agreed for a payment of $500 an hour for diet, supplemental program, and being on-call wellness coach.
All right.
Brown eventually stopped talking to him after getting the treatments and didn't want to talk to him about the payments anymore. So now we're just getting here, $11,500, and the suit is still pending. He tells us to make it worth your while. Prisk told Sports Illustrated he's going to invest in your business, invest in you. You're part of my family. Call God and all that, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't even pay the bills. So this orthopedic person is not playing around. He's pissed off.
Give him his money, Antonio.
Pay him, Antonio. Pay the guy the money, man. He worked on your feet. I couldn't touch nobody's feet for $11,500. I'm all over your feet. Pause.
We're talking about fetishes now, man. Calm down over there.
$11,500. You wouldn't have a fetish on some feet?
Oh man, I'd be the ultimate foot master for $11,000. What, an hour or just per surgery?
No, I mean just period. Somebody says, "Hey man, work on my feet, $11,500." You gonna slap up their feet with some oils or what?
I'm gonna have all the essential oils. You better believe that. I'm gonna be the ultimate foot master. You're gonna call me Jimmy the Foot Master. Cut.
Oh, I definitely couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. All right. September 6th, Brown issues an emotional apology to the team. Brown posts a video that includes audio from a call of head coach John Gruden asking, "Do you want to be a Raider or not?" All right. So after Brown posted a letter of the fines, he gave an emotional apology earlier in the day. Then Brown posted a video on his YouTube channel that included a recorded phone call with head coach John Gruden that John Gruden did not know was being recorded. John Gruden asked Brown, "Do you want to be a Raider or not?" with Brown replying that he has been trying to be a Raider since day one. The video ends with Brown saying, "This is my life. Ain't no more games." Gruden was amazed by the video and thought it was awesome. But guess what? I don't think he thought it was awesome because now you have a player who's recording things. Is this Chef Takashi? Good.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's just doing everything that will piss people off. I mean, when you record a conversation with somebody and they don't know, then they find out, like, how could you even trust that person anymore? It's like, all right, well, fuck you too.
Yeah, no, you can't trust them because anytime you have a conversation with them, you're gonna have to say, "Hey, is this being recorded, man?" Because I can't even tell you how I really feel. And from what I gathered from the information I found is that John Gruden was actually really cool. It was like, "Hey, bro, we really appreciate you here. We're giving you a shot. Please just work with us." Like John Gruden was really trying to, bring this kid under the wing and say, "Hey, man, we're here to help you. Like, what do you want us to do?" And he recorded the conversation, and that's a bad look. You can't do that. And then
Did he
he
release
posted.
it? Did he release it like on the internet
He
and
did
stuff?
release. He released it on his YouTube page.
That's out of line, man. Oh, he's got a YouTube page too.
Yes, indeed. All right. September 7th, Brown asked for a release, but in an Instagram post. So he puts it on his Instagram that he wants to be released.
I don't understand Antonio Brown, man. He needs to like grow up.
Brown posted a picture that said, "You're going to piss a lot of people off when you start doing what's best for you. That the system is blind to see talent like mine. Now that everyone sees it, they want me to conform to the same system that has failed me for all those years. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just asking for the freedom to prove them all wrong. Release me at the Raiders."
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I mean, normally you would call, right, and talk to them and say, "Hey, it's just not really working out. Is there any way I can get out of my contract?" But you post it on Instagram. You don't even talk to the main people no more. You're done talking to them. It's radio silence. Now you just go online, and that's how you're asking to be released.
I mean, it's common sense. It's like if you're in a relationship with a chick, right? And then you want to break up, and then you just send her a text message like, "Hey, we should stop doing this." No, most reasonable guys would like, go and do it in person. So, the fact that he did that with the Raiders, it just comes to show that he really is actually a POS.
So according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Brown was fined $215,073.53 Friday evening for conduct detrimental to the team. September 4th, the fine was void, near $30 million guaranteed to Brown in his contract. So they voided the $30 million guaranteed to him. They voided it. No more. You're out of here.
Sheesh. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money, man.
The Raiders released him shortly after the post. Okay, that's crazy.
They said enough was enough, man. They couldn't deal with it no more.
They definitely gave him a chance. September 7th, Antonio Brown signs a 1-year deal with the New England Patriots. Smart move on them for only going 1 year, especially with everything going on. Just hours after being released by the Raiders, Brown signed a 1-year deal with the New England Patriots worth up to $15 million that included a $9 million signing bonus.
Wait, wasn't the Patriots the team that released him from the get-go?
No, you're thinking of the Steelers.
That's right. Oh, I'm tripping right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, he always wanted to be a Patriot. That's what they were saying. He wanted to go to the winning team. I mean, they got the formula over there.
Oh, that's right. Antonio Brown, I think he was the one. I don't know if you've seen this, but last year there was this controversial touchdown that was took away from the Steelers against the Patriots. Wait, was that last year? Maybe not. Maybe I'm
see
tripping.
that. I didn't see that at all. All right, so now this is going to get crazy, okay? So he just signs with them on the 7th. September 10th, a federal lawsuit is filed against Brown of raping his fitness trainer.
Oh, my gosh. POS, man.
All right, on 3 occasions, the lawsuit states, all right, lawsuit filed in the Southern District of Florida on Tuesday alleges Brown, now this is alleged, okay? Alleges Brown sexually assaulted trainer Brittany Taylor on 3 occasions. The lawsuit states the first incident occurred in 2017, saying Brown exposed himself and kissed me. Here we go again, exposing himself. Exposed himself and kissed Mrs. Taylor without her consent. Later that month, the lawsuit cited another incident where Brown allegedly masturbated near her without her knowledge and ejaculated on her back while the two were watching a church service on her iPad.
That's pretty weird, man. Antonio Brown, it seems like he's just so entitled to the point where he feels like when he's around a woman, like he doesn't even have to respect her. Like he could just whip out his junk and be like, all right, it's time. That's out of line.
So this is crazy, man. I mean, the suit also says that Brown was begging forgiveness and pleading with her to train him again after the incident. Taylor says she eventually agreed, although she was hesitant. Nearly a year later, the lawsuit says Brown cornered Mrs. Taylor, forced her down onto the bed, pushing her face into the mattress, and forcibly raping her.
Damn, man. Shame on you, Antonio Brown, for like 10 different things.
Wow. In a statement from his attorney, Darren Heitner, Brown denied each and every allegation in the lawsuit and called it a money grab. September 20th, Brown was reportedly sent intimidating text messages to the second accuser. Sports Illustrated, Brown's second accuser received intimidation text messages from Brown. The messages were sent on Wednesday night after Sports Illustrated initial report from the same number Brown used to communicate with the artist in 2017. So remember the artist, now we're back on her again. The message says the artist is super broke. Ask someone referred to as Eric B to look up her background history. The message also includes a screenshot of an Instagram photo of young children with the message, "Those her kids," and Eric, "She's awfully broke," clearly. The artist's lawyer, Lisa Banks, sent a letter to the NFL on Thursday evening asking the league to end conduct that is intimidating and threatening to our client in violation of the NFL personal conduct policy. The NFL responded to the letter within an hour and arranged for a phone call between the attorneys and investigators. According to Sports Illustrated source, the Patriots and Brown's agent did not respond to Sports Illustrated requests for comment. So this is crazy. Now the NFL really is involved now. You got attorneys from all sides coming forth. The NFL does clearly have a line that cannot be crossed. And Antonio Brown definitely was doing things that was causing the NFL to be like, hey, we don't need this bad publicity. We don't need it.
So this is why the Patriots released Antonio Brown.
This is why the Patriots released Antonio Brown, yes.
Man, you just educated me on a whole nother level because I had no idea about all this Antonio Brown stuff. I thought he was just being a buffoon, and that's why the Patriots released him. And that's probably honestly what a lot of people out there are thinking that don't know about the full Antonio Brown story. So hopefully you came across this podcast right here because, man, Joey just educated the crap out of me, man. Antonio Brown, shame on you for so many different levels, excuse me. I'm just kind of blown away.
So many people would have done to have an opportunity to have a skill set like that. Man, if I could do what he did, I definitely would be doing a hell of a lot more, and I'd be playing. I'd be on that field playing. I wouldn't be doing what he did. I would be out there definitely playing, helping charities out, paying charities, buying things, paying for them, paying for the chef when the chef comes over, thanking the guy that hooked up the piranha tank, paying him his money, you know, all these different things. My foot got frostbit. I'm going to go ahead and pay the guy for helping make my foot not a frostbit. You know, there's so many different things out there that, you know, he could have done right and been making a lot of millions of dollars. There's people that work so many hard jobs out there, and they don't even have a chance to make even.
I mean, the fact of the matter is there's crappy people in the world and really good people in the world. And it just so happens that sometimes crappy people get put in great positions and then they really just ultimately mess it up. And then all the good people working hard jobs and everything, they just sit back and watch when the really good things should probably be happening to the really good people. It's funny how that works, isn't it?
I agree 100%. I mean, it's to the normal person that hears this, they're going to be like, really? Oh, come on. He was naked behind her with a hand towel over his crotch. But then the second accuser says he was also naked, you know, exposing himself and then ejaculating on her back while they were watching a church service podcast or church service.
I mean, it could be money grabs, but, you know, it just doesn't look good that it keeps on happening. And then you look at the level of buffoonery that Antonio Brown is typically on. He's like became a nefarious idiot, and to make it simple. And I mean, I don't know, man. It could be a money grab from the accusers, but who knows, man? Antonio Brown he's just all over the place. And I mean, I could only imagine how crazy his life must be and how chaotic it must be inside of his head. And that might be why things just keep on going, you know, crazy and downhill for him, is because he has so many, you know, so much media on him, publicity. You got an accuser here, an accuser over there. and in his head, he's probably just all over the place. How can you even
Right.
focus on football? And that might be part
I
of
mean,
the.
my thing is like the way I look at it is if these girls wanted a money grab, they could have went to somebody else who wasn't in a public spotlight. They could have went to anybody else that had a lot of money and they could have went after them and it would never hit the news. But they went after a public guy that's out there all the time. He's on TV on Sundays. Everybody knows his name. And for them to come out with these stories, they're going to get dragged through the news as well. So for them to be a money grab, they really risked their whole reputation on something. And so I really believe, to be honest with you, I don't think it would be a money grab if they're going after somebody like him. I mean, because people are going to uncover the truth. And I think that they know that. And they're going to go, well, we probably should pick somebody else that isn't going to, be so high publicity, because people are going to investigate this. And if they do find out that we are lying, we're going to get dragged through the mud big time. So I don't think they would have went after him, to be honest with you. I mean, he's a huge figure in the NFL.
You know what? I just thought of, how he did that tweet where he said, let's see if they pay you up, talking about his guarantee. He's probably saying that because he sees what's going on. Like, they're going to try to drain him for all of his money, and he's going to need those extra millions, it seems like.
Oh, he's definitely going to need that money. That's 100% sure. Yeah, he's going to need every penny he can get.
I tell you what, man, I wish the best for everybody involved. I don't wish bad upon anybody. It's just a really, really messy situation, it seems like.
Yeah, man, it really is sad. I mean, I know we talked about this, in the other podcasts and stuff, but man, these are people's lives. And shame on anybody that would lie about any accusations towards anybody. Shame on them. But if you are telling the truth, congratulations to you for coming forward, because we definitely do not need people out there that are taking advantage of others. And so, you know what, shout out to you if you have been molested or raped or something bad has happened to you. Thank you for coming forward and putting that information out there, and not only bettering yourself, but helping other people to see, who some of these people are. But if you are lying, and I'm saying if you are not telling the truth, shame on you for that, because you really can ruin somebody's life with allegations. And it's pretty sad if you are lying.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And it's also a shame, like the people, the fellas who are making the millions, that they feel entitled to do whatever they want with these women. So yeah, like you said, man, shout out to the women who came forward with that information.
Yeah,
And
I watched the documentary. I got to remember what it's called, but it's about the Duke lacrosse team. And remember how they were accused of, the whole team was accused of raping the girls. And then did you ever watch that one?
I didn't watch.
Oh,
It was a
man.
documentary.
Yes, it was. Oh, crazy, man. That's all I have to say. Crazy.
I gotta watch it, man. There's a lot of documentaries I need to catch up on.
Yeah, it's and like I say, man, these girls went full forward with it and said the whole team, went in there and they had names and everything on these guys on what they did and stuff. And turns out it wasn't the case, man.
It's pretty rough, man.
Yeah, it literally ruined some of those guys' scholarships. They lost scholarships over it. And it comes out that it didn't happen. And, these guys lost their full scholarship ride, and some of them couldn't even play anymore professionally.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up, man. But you gotta be careful with the things and decisions you make in life. And I mean, that's just it, man. Maybe some people just weren't taught the right things.
Yes, sir, man. Well, do you have anything else to add to this?
No, man, I was very informed on the Antonio Brown topic. Also informed on the Pat Tillman information, man. I appreciate you bringing these topics to hand, and and educating us all around, man, because this for me was a very educational podcast right here. And I'm blown away by Antonio Brown and all the things that he's been up to and doing, and all the accusations, and NFL releasing him because of the accusations. I didn't know all that. So, I think that's good right there for me.
All right. Well, that's good for me too. I appreciate it, you guys. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. We do have a goal we're trying to hit, and the goal is 10. Is it 10?
10? Yeah,
10?
we're
It's
still
10.
shooting. Yeah, we're still shooting for 10
We're still
subscribers.
shooting for 10 subscribers, man. Hey, look, you know what? I follow some YouTube stars who have like 2.1 million, 2.2, and they've said it took them 2 years, where even after like close to the 2-year mark, they only had like 50 subscribers, and it took one video to take off and get them where they're at. So you know what? We're gonna keep going no matter how many years it takes, because this is fun for us. We love doing it. We want to interact with you guys more by doing live segments on YouTube. You guys can definitely join on there and chop it up with us. Say what you have to say. You can also, you know, get in there and let us know what you want to hear. Please subscribe, give us some likes, follow us on Instagram. Anything else, Cuzzo?
No, I think you did it, man. Thank you so much for a great educational podcast about all the craziness Antonio Brown and Pat Tillman, man.
You got the next one though, okay? I want you to do one that I know hardly anything about. So
hey, man,
I'll
they're definitely coming, man. Believe that.
Okay.
Believe that. I had fun today though. Thank you, Cuzzo, and everybody watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're out.
Yes, Joey Rico, by the way,
and Jimmy,
the Footmaster.
all right, y'all. We're out.
Subscribe now for the Buzzo Cuzzos. Yee!